Tommy G, day in the life of a billionaire.
I was working 22 hours a day. I was falling asleep on the desk and then waking up and keep working.
Who's this? Jarektadla.
And how much does one of these cost?
$7 to $10 million.
And what made you decide to get two rather than just
7 to 10.
It just happened.
How old do you want to live to be? I will live till I'm 20 minimum. That's the f off. Yeah, you broke.
Wanna be a billionaire.
Come on.
Billionaire.
Yeah.
I'm a billionaire.
America now has more billionaires than at any time in history, while most Americans are struggling to make ends meet.
Facts.
Should we abolish billionaires?
These notes were left on more than a dozen luxury vehicles along Point Grey Road, and the tires were deflated.
Subscribe for more Eat the Rich content.
Come find us, come grab a popsicle, eat the rich with us.
Recent years, billionaire has become a pejorative. So it's like that's a bad thing.
Are you going to become a billionaire one day? I would say almost certainly, but that's not the goal.
What does being a billionaire mean to you?
Billionaire to me is having access to enough resources to actually make an impact on planet Earth.
This is Jarektadla,
okay.
And he's a billionaire.
I like that
made
definition.
his fortune in real estate. A first-generation Polish immigrant, he moved to America when he was 21 years old, and he got to work. Making money as a dishwasher and selling cars on the side, he scraped together enough money to buy his first property. As an immigrant who struggled to find housing himself, he realized that there was a hole in the market, so he began to build his real estate.
You know what it is, though? I generally think it's like a thing of like a lot of billionaires, like they just know how to do certain things. That's why they're a billionaire. Like Jeff Bezos figured out Amazon could be a hit. That's why he's in the predicament he's in. You see what I'm saying? So it's just, I mean, what can you do, right?
Estate portfolio around serving the immigrant population. He grew quickly, and eventually he was able to scale into buying entire apartment complexes. And fast forward 30 years later, some might say this was a guy that had it all. The private jets, the mansions, the fancy cars, and the status of being a very wealthy man. But it was at this point where he felt the most miserable and actually considered taking his own life. After fierce internal battle, he came to the conclusion that inner wealth is much more important than any number in the bank or anything you could buy. And he decided to start speaking to an issue that many men feel in their life, the feeling that they are not enough. In this episode, we explore what a day in the life of a real estate billionaire is like, and we jump into the world of Jarektadla. Let's begin.
Jarektadla, okay.
Let's fucking go, baby. If you want a little bit of that razzle dazzle, you want a little bit of that cactus guy in my makes you feel like you can do weave through traffic.
Let's fucking go.
What's important to me is putting clean energy into my body. Something that makes you feel good. Use code Tommy G for 20% off your.
Today, we're diving into the life of a billionaire. A lot of questions come to mind. What does a day in the life of a billionaire look like? A lot of us might have some preconceived notions.
Could be simple,
depending on who you
could be intricate.
You either might really look up to a billionaire,
be very detailed,
aspire to be one, or you hate them and you think they're inherently evil and maybe they've exploited people to get.
Jeff Bezos is not the only billionaire.
And let's see what he's about.
Is this a skincare routine or something? I didn't need to see this. And you act like you don't see the camera? Okay.
Hello. How are you? I'm Tommy.
Patrick.
Nice to meet you. What's up, Pop?
Good to meet you. Good, how are you, man? I'm Jarektadla. I'm an immigrant from Poland. I moved here in '93. I got Tommy G today at my house interviewing me, and I have no idea what I'm doing.
It's all good. It's talk about your life.
Videos of us with gangsters holding guns, and you're probably like, how do I fit into this picture?
You know which one I like the most? The one that you did with the stealing cars.
You like the car thief?
The most wanted car thief in America.
Like, I like that one. The one with the Miami, it's like this is like a regular Tuesday. So like to me it was like, okay, so I wasn't impressed because I know that. Like this bubble I know. I don't know the other bubble.
I think a lot of people in their head, when they picture a very wealthy man, they picture a person that like floats on air.
I shit the same way you do and everybody else. Everything is the same. It's funny. I always tell my kids, it's like, it doesn't matter how much money you have. Just think of that. It's like, he shits like you do. He pees like you do. He gets sick like you do. He brushes his teeth like you do. Everybody is the same way.
Despite Yarek's humility, I want to draw attention to the fact that meeting a billionaire is like meeting a mythical creature. There's simply not many of them. With only 813 of them in the United States and 2,800 worldwide, they are super, super rare. I mean, you're twice as likely to bump into an NFL player and 4 times as likely to bump into a Navy SEAL on the street than you are a billionaire. This is an elite person. Now, to grasp the sheer scale of what a billionaire looks like, imagine this. Take someone making the average annual American income of $69,000. If they saved every penny, no taxes, no expenses, it would take them roughly 14,500 years to reach $1 billion. Now, to put that in perspective, they would have had to start clocking in at the time that humans were still painting on cave walls. Another way to picture it is this. If you stacked 1 billion single-dollar bills up to the sky, it would go up 67 miles.
I'm not gonna lie, if you're not trying to make your own business and like or have multiple sources of income, you'll never have a good amount of money.
You're entering the public sphere. You have a book, you're going to be in all these different shows and podcasts. Why leave the shadow, so to speak, and come out into the light?
Because I almost committed suicide 2 years ago. The outer wealth, it doesn't give you happiness. It you up. I just hit bottom of the bottom. I had depression. I went through divorce like 5 years ago. The word is from the inside out, not from outside in. And if you don't understand the game, then you're pretty much screwed.
Yeah, do you want me to just stay here and watch the dogs?
Drops kids off at school, 7:30 a.m. Okay. What type of cars is these? Bentley?
The car's like a rapper. Like this is what I would expect, like, you know, Key Glock or Kevin Gates.
I still shit and wash my teeth the same way everybody else.
He gonna keep sending it the whole video. Look, I got these crazy cars, but I still pee and poop the same way you do, all right? I got this crazy robotics in my gym. I still pee and poop the same way you do, okay? All right? Let's just get that clear.
I have to get proof. We have to get. No, we're not. We were around here about 2 a.m. 2 nights ago with some guys with face tattoos and some of Kodak Black's cousins and street associates. It's
like Mike.
To me that 5 or 10 minutes down the road, you can go from Section 8 housing, people hustling, selling who knows what out of the apartment, to just a couple miles away. There's Rolls Royces.
In Florida, it's a highway, like, you know, US 1. On the east side, on the water and all the canals, you know, it's the wealth, and on the other side, it's like, you know, it's. But you know what? I moved here in 2010. It took me like 2 years to get used to it. I felt nobody get here impressed by cars or jets or yachts.
Nah, because they say it too much.
Like, you know, the kids, but you know what I mean?
What cars do you like?
Bugattis and stuff. I also like Porsche a lot.
He said Bugattis?
What staff do you got?
Housekeeper. I have a guy that takes care of my boats, you know, everything outside and all this stuff, and pretty much.
Do you have a chef?
Nope.
Do you have a toilet seat warmer that sits on the toilet before you go on it, so it's
dude,
warm?
Dude, when you're gonna see my
bedroom,
you're gonna. This is the most exciting thing about my house.
You do have a butt cheek warmer on your toilet? Do you have a bidet?
Yes.
Will you have yourself an ice cream?
I mean, that makes sense to have a bidet.
No ice cream?
I don't eat sugar.
No sugar?
I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't eat sugar. I just don't. A lot of successful people are addicts. So when we do something, we do 120%. The same thing with bad habits. And I remember getting drunk with my
I can see that.
With my best friend. And I said, like, I'm never gonna touch alcohol again. He said, that's gonna last 6 months. And then 6 months, and then a year, 2 years, and like it's been now 3.5 years.
Is that a security guard with the vest up there?
Yeah.
What is this, military academy?
No!
How you doing, sir?
He doesn't have a rifle on him, does he?
Yes, he does.
He does?
Of course he, yeah. Why would they not have a weapon?
Alright guys, study hard, have fun, make memories, alright?
Hey, have a good day, kids.
Thank you, bye. So you clearly see I'm the human, right? I like the views.
Oh,
but seriously, look at
Nah, that is a nice view.
It does all you can do. Dude.
Taking a dump looking at sea.
Have you ever been in danger of getting hemorrhoids because you're enjoying the view so
Yes.
Is this glass tinted?
Yeah.
So you can be naked in here?
Yeah.
Triple shower head.
I got subwoofer here, all the stuff. Like,
How would he not have intensive?
Position. This is a lot of shit. Like I take long shower, all my routines, all my meditations happen here. Steam shower this. Just the sound system, just here is 25 grand.
My ritual is in the shower, so I spend like 40.
I spent 25,000.
You know what I mean? And
ain't gonna build no speakers.
Yeah, I do a lot of shit in my. You know what I mean?
Do you have any trouble with your water bill, or you can afford that?
No, stop.
Really,
The
Tommy?
average billionaire takes good care of their body.
Yes.
There's not a lot of slobs that are.
No,
really
there are. But you need strength. And you need to be physically and mentally. I mean, they're all of them mentally. Like all the people that I know very successful, very wealthy, they have enormously like mentally strong. Dude,
I mean, yeah, it
like,
makes sense too.
Neighborhood around my school because my teacher told me I'm never gonna accomplish anything.
What made your teacher say that?
Can't get the high places with.
So that's why I don't like schools. The school system is so broken.
A low mental
What
strength.
happens, whatever they told, they program a software. And then it took me years, and everybody else, it took us years to prove the world that that's not true. But it's funny, I always want to leave, my kids' legacy, but the only thing I was going to leave my kids was inheritance. Inheritance is all the stuff, but legacy is all the knowledge and all the wisdom. But I didn't know anything. My
Talk to him.
Transfer to my kids until they're 35, 40, 50, my trust is written. So, because, even when they're 30, you dumb as I mean, I was dumb when I was 33. I thought I'm on the top of the world. I thought I know everything.
That's a nice
Now
shirt,
I'm
Tommy.
52, I'm still dumb as I still don't know anything. I'm still learning. I'm reading and all this stuff.
Elon Musk.
One sentence changed my world. I was in Denver, Colorado. It was exactly 30 years ago. Somebody said, hey, we live in a fourplex and we rent the other 3 units. That's it. And that changed my life.
That was your first piece of property?
No, that was the conversation. I went home with my girlfriend and I'm like, oh, we're moving to Colorado. We're buying 4 units. We're saving all the money, we're buying 4 units.
And what'd she say?
I don't want to look like a
Oh, that was it.
What do I do with the spoon?
Mix it.
Okay.
Stop, man.
Nah, she had a lot of faith in you, dude. I like this room already.
I moved here when I was 21. Okay.
So you live in Poland from birth to 21?
To 21.
Okay, so what was it like growing up in a
21.
communist country?
It's like we were talking about the stores. It's like people have money, but there's nothing you could buy. So what happened is we have like everybody had access to a limited type of bread, sugar, vodka, whatever. There
like
was no
scarce
bananas,
resources.
No fruits, nothing like that. I moved here, I was like, shit, I go to the store, it's like, what? Banana, chocolate, like all this stuff. Like you were going to the store, you were waiting in line to get a little bit. And it was like all the shelves in the stores were always empty. The information is limited. In this country, I learned about, an entrepreneur because everybody has money, but what happened was the exchange of the services. So that's why the money didn't exist. And that's what it is in reality right now either. It's an exchange of services that we do at the value we bring to the table.
So what would you tell young people that want to try communism in America?
Well, move to China or go to, still go to Cuba. Go to communist country and follow them and talk to those people how they work.
Makes sense.
This is my.
You know what I think is like, and I hear it a lot too. When you have value in anything that you do, the money will come. Like point blank period, whether it's construction work, whether it's being an entrepreneur, whether it's being a hairstylist, a nail tech, a model, whatever the case might be. If you have value in those fields, you don't have, you can worry about the money, but I feel like if you generally have a talent or you bring value to whatever specificity or area you do, bro, it's just a matter of time before the money comes your way.
Everyday mantra. Not today, motherfucker. So when the devil comes into my head and starts telling me, well, you don't need to do this, you fucking lazy blah, blah, blah.
Hey, what's his workout routine?
Today is the day you don't have to. Today, motherfucker, not today. We're not doing this shit.
How you doing?
How you doing, sir?
Tommy? Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Tommy.
So, like a year and a half ago, right? I'm sitting, getting ready for the workout. I'm eating my ice cream.
Before a workout?
Yes. So this motherfucker comes
Ice cream before a workout?
Papi, what are you doing? I'm like, eating my ice cream. I'm like, okay, it's my cheat day. He said cheat day, and this motherfucker comes in and goes like, listen, we don't cheat.
We don't cheat, baby.
I did not have a cheat day in 20 years.
I ain't gonna lie, it took a lot to get those abs though. And then to maintain the abs too. Skull Crushers? Tell me a little
How
off.
old do you want to live to be?
Wow, I will live till I'm 120 minimum. That's
120?
120, yeah. Like, you know, it's like, well, if I have an accident and something happened, I have no choice, right?
So
But
right now you're 52.
52, I'm young, I was just born.
You think you're gonna live to 120?
120, yeah. That's my goal, minimum 120.
Like, what do you expect to do at 120 though?
Longevity, just, you know, take care of my body, mentally, emotionally, mostly physically. The right diet, eating everything right, and it's just daily routines on a daily basis.
And you got a secret sauce, me.
And yeah, and that's it, that's a secret sauce.
You think living to 120 is possible?
Human body is capable of a lot of things that we can't even fathom, right? And I think your mindset is everything. Your mindset could push you to limits beyond your imagination.
Man, the United States needs some help because when you look around and see how many people are fat and unhappy in the richest country in the world, it's just kind of mind-blowing. Just with all the poison that's in our food and
I'm not gonna go into crazy detail, it'll be too long, but look, here's the thing. And I said this before. Why is it that when a person wants to get healthy in America, it costs $18 for a bag of fruit, but I can go get 2 big bags of Dorito chips, 2 for $5.75, whatever. The junk food will always be cheaper than the stuff that can actually help your body and your mind. Isn't that crazy? So you either sacrifice your health or you sacrifice your money to have to toss up between. You know what I'm saying? Like, the apples should be cheaper than the junk food, you know, because if I want to go on my way and cheat myself, if I'm trying to stay consistent and work out, then it should be way more than the apples and the bananas and the grapes. Like, this economy, and you know, people look at money as the top thing to have. So
I remember seeing this during COVID. Everyone would be home, but you go drive by a fast food restaurant, lines around the corner. I'm just like,
I mean, I just came back from Europe, right? Mm-hmm. You put cheese on ham in refrigerator in Europe. 2 days later, they have a mold. They literally walk out of refrigerator. They're old. Their bread is fresh one day. Here, you put a bread, a month later, you can eat it. The ham and the cheese stay in refrigerator for a month. We putting this shit in our body. Don't. So you don't play with demons in your head? You don't have that bullshit.
A really good wrestling coach said, talk to yourself, but don't listen to yourself. So, because when you're warming up before a match, all of a sudden, my legs are weak, I'm kind of hungry, or maybe I need to
knees
take
are
a
weak,
shit. Or
arms are sweaty.
When you listen to yourself, all those voices creep in, like that you're not good enough, that you're not ready. But if you talk to yourself, like, yeah, I got the pace. I'm gonna put this guy on a pace. I'm gonna put a pace on him and make some break. And I'm pacing. And I'm talking to myself. That helps keep the demons at bay.
Sure. That's a good one. Can you set up we have an inner call in 10 minutes, in 5 minutes, 4 minutes.
You're gonna jump
on the TV, the thing. Okay. In office.
Jump on a call in 3 minutes?
Yeah, I have the inner circle call.
Nice.
Okay. What's that? Inner circle?
Yeah.
Yarek is walking into his office to jump on his weekly call with The Edge, a group of high net worth men that meet to talk about their goals, struggles, and give advice to each other.
Well, I mean, we need to reset, because if we go 100 miles an hour, if we don't reset, it's like that's gonna crash. And I gotta tell you,
how often does he have these meetings?
I keep talking about it. The demons are in my head all the time. That is like, you know, it's a gift and a curse, because that's what we never stop. You know what I mean? You gotta give it all, and truly give it all.
Take the money! Like you pray for something and then God gives it to you, and then you get.
I genuinely like stuff like this. Like, it's uplifting each other.
Shit from 3.5 years ago.
But being honest.
You're not the same motherfucker you were 3.5 years ago. Yes, motherfucker. I am the top guy.
Andrew, why don't you tell the motherfucker just about $130 million in real estate? So off. Yeah, you broke.
It's who you are in this time, Andrew.
130 million is crazy.
It's who you're becoming that's more important.
He, for 13 years, he basically prayed for his kids to shut up. So that as soon as they learned to shut up, he prayed for them to start talking to him.
I'm just showing you the blueprint of what's possible. It's up to you to figure out how. As fathers, it's our job to help them see.
He looked uninterested.
Fathers, we have. It's our job to help them see that they could do it even better than us.
In this grind, and we forget what is important. You know what I mean? And on the end of the day, none of our queens or our kids, they don't give a f about the money. They just give a f about us. Next level!
Let's go. Takeaway.
That no matter what level of success you reach, there's always something around the corner. There's never a stage of life where everything is just settled in and okay and no conflict, no worries. Whether it's on the business front, relationship front, you always got something that's a challenge, and that's just part of being a human.
There's never going to be a point to be like, this is it. Okay, I did what I was supposed to do. It's always going to be like, I got this to do next. I got to do this. Once I finish this, I got to go on to this.
Almond butter and chocolate protein. Coffee, peanut butter, almond butter, and chocolate protein.
Yeah, that's right up my alley.
In the evening, what I do the decaf coffee. You know, so I don't drink coffee after 1 o'clock. For me, sleep is everything. You know?
How long do you sleep for?
When my sleep is fucked up, like, you know, when I wake up, like with oral, when I fucked up, my sleep is fucked. The whole day is fucked.
Sit down.
How are you, sir?
It's Tommy.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you, sir?
Nice to meet you.
Nice
How are
to
you?
meet you as well.
What do you
How you
do?
doing, sir?
I sell real estate.
Yeah?
So houses like this. I saw in this house, multiple.
What's it like being in that market?
It's my passion. I love it. It's
Can you tell us
exciting,
about the market nowadays?
Especially down here. I mean, look at this.
So you're walking.
It doesn't get much better, right?
Forbes interview. Forbes, nah. Over 40?
I have no idea what's about to happen. I find out the shit the way you do. So it's a Forbes interview about the book, I'm assuming. So we'll see.
Oh, okay.
You know? Can you hear us?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you all. Can you hear me?
Hey, Mark.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And we are recording. Let's start from the beginning. You're from Poland, correct?
Yes. You know what? The only thing I never knew what I'm gonna do. Funny, I always knew you know, because I'm coming from Poland, from a communist country. I always knew I never want to work for anybody. I always knew I'm gonna be, you know, entrepreneur, and I always
Finds a voice as a podcaster, author, and YouTube documentary subject.
knew that I'm gonna work for myself.
When you came here, you lived in, where did you live the first time, in Rochester?
Rochester, New York, upstate New York.
And then you moved to Denver. Where did you
Denver,
live in
Colorado.
Florida?
I'm in Florida, South Florida.
What's it feel like having a book out there?
It feels good. It's a step one. It's a step one.
I wonder, like, get into a person's mind of, like, what makes them want to write a book? Like, what makes them want to make the decision, okay, I want to sit down chapter and chapter. Tommy G, in his words, profiles the most interesting people, groups, and subcultures in the country. He's on Forbes?
It was good, right?
That's good.
Yeah.
He felt that. You feel that?
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, you have such a contagious message. Because I think everyone, nearly everyone, in some way or form, wants to be here, wants to be in this palace on the water, wants to have the jet, wants to have the real estate. And then for you to come and say, actually, guys, that doesn't fulfill you, that doesn't lead to happiness, it's kind of refreshing. Especially in Miami, we see the opposite. We see these guys flexing their Lamborghini, flexing
Mercy.
their women, flexing their whatever they got, their Gucci shirt, and it's a refreshing, honest, authentic, raw, true message.
You know? Everybody fucking want to talk about money.
Yeah.
And this is like the last thing that I want to talk about. You
Can
know?
I tell you this though? Starting to make a little bit of money now, but from the outsider perspective, the common man perspective, the money gets people's foot in the door. If you were worth 70 grand and you're starting to talk about how you wanted to stuff, a lot of people are in that shoes. But a guy that has made what you've made talks about that, it's like, holy shit. Like,
I only could find people that, you know, because in this society you get level of respect depending how much money you have. And that's what is fucked up. Because the best people that can teach you and they can show you, they don't have a time to share this on social media, they don't have a time to write a book, they don't have a time to be around. Because they're busy, their fathers, they're working 3 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But because they did not accomplish anything financially, so they don't have a word.
why do you think that is?
I should agree with that. It's a thing of, like, I think people value materialistic things over what a person can teach you, you know? Like, granted, a person cannot have the most money, but they can be the most knowledgeable on whatever you want to learn about. But since they're not making $80,000 minimum to do this and the next thing and the third, suddenly in some people's eyes, which is it's really just perspective on a thing, like point of view, it's a thing of like, oh, we don't value you. We don't like this. We don't like you. Next person. We're not tolerating this. But in reality, a lot of these people, not every one of them, but a lot of these people siphon off of other people. Like, they didn't get the money from being knowledgeable. They got it from someone else who was knowledgeable, and then they ran with what they heard. Once again, it's not every person, but it's a good amount of people who does that. And then it launches them to where they wanted to go, but then the person who's actually really intelligent is left in the dust.
Well, you just said it, because it's a bullshit story the society is giving to us.
You get judged based on your net worth and...
Private jet tour.
If you see a homeless guy on the side of the road, do you ever give him $1?
Dude, I did give, to homeless people, yes, but not to everybody.
What makes you decide when you'll give them a couple bucks?
I don't give to people that, like sit on the street and just on the red lights. But like when I go by the homeless people and I see like they're really struggling on like, picking up stuff from the trash can or just ask me at the store, then I don't have a problem.
Okay.
You're pretty good, you're right. Good and bad at the same time. So you would say you're a risk taker?
Don't you gotta be in your entrepreneur? High risk, high reward.
Fine private. 2 years. You just started pretty much.
Yeah. It's comfort.
How much demand is there for chartering a jet these days?
A lot.
Yeah?
They pretty much are there pretty much all the time.
What is it, if I wanted to rent your plane to fly from here to Chicago, how much would that run me?
$28,000 one way, $30,000.
And how much is one
way?
$7 to $10 million.
How much is gas? You know what I'm saying? Is it coming with a flight attendant? Am I getting food on this plane? Is that extra?
What made you decide to get 2 rather than just 1?
Well, what happened is, like, the way I entered the partnership, so they own few of them. So it just came with that. Like,
it kind of happened?
It just happened. It just comes like that.
Would you say you're frugal?
I think so.
Is it hard for you to spend money?
You know what? It's hard for me to spend money on some things and easy on some other things.
What's a hard purchase for you?
If I can get the same value for different amount, that's what I'm struggling with.
Polish immigrant,
so like negotiations or something.
Your specialty in real estate was, you realize, hey, if you're an immigrant, you don't speak English that well, you kind of get treated like shit as a tenant, and there's not a lot of good options for you. So
you're listening.
So you plugged the hole in the market, and you catered to immigrants, right?
Low-income tenants, and that's because that's they're not being taken care of.
A question you got to ask yourself when looking at a bathroom:
is
this a bathroom that you would take a poo in? If it is, then it's the right bathroom for your client.
Thanks.
When you first moved to America, what job did you have?
Dishwasher.
This was where?
In Rochester, New York.
Okay. How long did you do that for?
I was a dishwasher for a month because I quickly went from washing dishes to help in the kitchen, and I was a busboy and also waiter.
How did you save up the money to buy a fourplex?
I was in, college. I was community college, so the community college was very cheap. And I moved back with my parents, and at that time I also was buying and selling cars. So what happened is I was buying like a car after accident, fixing them, and then selling them. I was making profit.
A big thing you did is you were humble enough to move in with your parents.
Yeah.
When most people would say, I just want my own
apartment. The entrepreneur from the jump.
And you saved a lot of money there.
A lot. It saved me like another, $900 to $1,000 with everything.
You gave the analogy before, like your first 10 properties is a lot harder than your next 100, right? Talk about your philosophy of momentum.
Like we talk about, like pushing a car. It's hard to start, but the second you have a startup, you have it going, for some reason, then even if you think about it, you sleep on it, you think, you breathe, you shed this, like you think, real estate, suddenly everything around you just, starts going to seminars, start asking questions, reading the books about real estate, and you start, and that's the momentum.
Okay, and so
How old were you when you bought your first property?
It's like a fire trying to ignite.
Rich is you have to own stuff, own your own business, own your own real estate, own something. So this is the first property I got. It's a 4-unit in Milwaukee. This is what's helping me be able to get my second, third, fourth property. Pretty soon I can peace out from the corporate world, do YouTube full-time, travel the world with the señorita, and live the lifestyle you want to live, you know? So,
hey,
by 29, how many did you have?
73 properties. I retired.
Oh. Free and clear or leverage?
No, leverage.
Okay.
But what happened at that time in Denver, the market moved enormously. Like all the properties were appreciation in Denver, like, 7 to 9 and then to 12% a year. So, suddenly...
I'm going to be honest. I don't know what he's talking about right here.
At that time,
I'm just listening.
All the little properties and I buy bigger. And then the game just started.
Okay, so 29, 72 units, you retire, come back. How many units do you have today?
Thousands.
Thousands?
Thousands.
And you're being vague for...
This is all in
units, right?
Florida?
But thousands of units.
Mm-hmm.
What's the biggest challenge in owning thousands of rental units?
Operations, having the right crew. I think the biggest, like when you even jump from 100 to 200 to 500, from 500 to 1,000, is the infrastructure you have to create. That's the biggest challenge.
Have you ever been close to going bankrupt?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
When was this?
2008.
Okay. You almost lost it all.
Also, that's what happened. That's the first time I hit depression, but I didn't know that's depression. I thought I'm just going broke and I didn't know how to deal with that. I started buying everything I could put hands on, everything, because suddenly I was like in 2096, 98, I was buying properties for like, $100,000 a unit. And suddenly it's 2008 and everything in Denver started crushing. And you could, like, I was picking up properties for 27 a door, 21 a door, 19 a door. Wow. So I was buying everything. I'm like, this cannot last.
He was gambling all over.
Last. And then Lehman Brothers went out of market. They went bankrupt. And I'm like, and I'm closing a $12 million deal that I closed, that I raised the money, and the market was not recovered. And my investors started like, I need that 20 grand. Okay, so I give them out of cash flow. Suddenly another one, I need 100. I need $1 million. I need my $3 million back. I don't have the money. I have to refinance the building. Nobody's giving loans. So now suddenly my big investors are coming like, Jarek, it's been a year. I need the money back. It's funny, Tommy, you asking me about the billionaires. I know how liquid they are.
Go more in America.
To every Joe, the money that they have, they're very liquid. But some of them, there's like two schools. Some of them, use all the money and leverage as much as they can. And some of them keep the money for safety. But everybody I know, they have a reserve accounts.
When people hear the word billionaire, they often imagine vaults overflowing with cash, as if $1 billion is just sitting in a bank waiting to be spent.
Multiple
but
accounts.
Usually that's far from the truth. Most billionaires don't hold their wealth in cash. They're investors. Jarek's fortune, it's tied up in real estate. Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook equity, and Warren Buffett, an astounding 99% of his wealth is locked into Berkshire Hathaway stock. Why? Because cash sitting in a bank doesn't grow. To become a billionaire, you need to put your money to work. You have to move it, invest it, and strategically place it in vehicles that generate high returns. And some would argue that that's the mindset that separates the wealthy from the ultra wealthy. Jarek took my crew and his family out for dinner, and something noteworthy was that Jarek made his kids stack their phones in the middle of the table to ensure that everyone was fully present for the conversation. I also learned there that his kids worked regular jobs, like for example, his daughter is a waitress. So we hung out together, ate some sushi, and after that, we went back to his house to finish our night.
Winding down for the night.
So, last thing before we get out of here tonight, we have questions from the Instagram chat. Do you care about the poll?
Yeah, all of it. It's of course I do. This is like, I don't divide people. I don't segregate people between the, how financially, how strong or how poor they are, or, I qualify people, and I care about all good human beings. If you're poor and dick, no, I don't care about you.
Do your nuts feel bigger because you have money?
That's a crazy question. Do your nuts? Okay.
I love you guys. Nuts don't. Ego, yes. Your nuts feels bigger, definitely.
In Poland, what kind of family were you born into as far as lower class, middle class, upper class?
In Poland, there was there was lower class, there was middle class, there was no upper class. So I was definitely born in the middle class.
Have you ever been invited to Bohemian Grove?
What is that?
No, I have no idea what it is.
Like, have you ever been invited to some cult or
No, I haven't.
Is the American dream still possible?
Fuck yes. Huge. And I think it's more possible than ever was before.
Why?
Because of the social media and how
it's a lot more
quickly with
possibilities.
information exchange and how actually younger and younger people are getting wealthier and wealthier.
We got to dive into your life. We got to learn a lot. I got to experience things that I've never done before. I've never been on a jet before. Thank you for that. Any final thoughts you'd like to leave the audience with?
Remember, everything you need is within you, and the inner wealth is more important than the outer wealth. Enjoy life. Be humble and stay a good human being.
Be humble.
Thank you, brother.
Sit down.
Thank you.
All right, I'm getting out of here. It's your
See
bedtime,
ya.
isn't it?
It is. Holy shit, it's 9:30, brother. It's time.
We kept you up late, huh?
Holy shit. Truly, thank you, man. Again, thank you guys.
Hey, thank you for your time, sir.
Okay, bye. Peace. Good night, Patrick.
What is this, bro? What? Let him just read the book. I know it's just a Diddy's Inner Circle. Okay, if y'all are new to the channel, subscribe. I did just react to Ash Elk trolling rallies. So if you want to see that, that'll be up on the screen. And I got another video for you as well. I've been Zy, and I'm out. Peace.